that person. But right now, as it stands, you don't deserve any of them, especially Sean.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book 91 in collaboration with Maria S. We are giving you guys episode 5 of Fboy Island. Yes, if you haven't joined and watched this fabulous show, get on it right now. There'll be a link in the description box so you guys can jump on this wonderful show. Maria, do you want to introduce yourself to the audience and let them know who you are and where they can find you?
Sure. I am Maria S. You can find me if you type in Maria S in the YouTube search bar. I'll pop up. Tune in, subscribe, like our videos. We're doing the collaboration on my channel and his channel, so watch them both.
Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. All right, cool. So we are going to start off with Casey situation with CJ, because it was quite one of those I guess it was one of those potent kind of events, right, happened, right? Because he started chatting and he really went in on CJ, and one might say he might have hurt her feelings, you know what I'm saying? So I'll play a little bit of the clip and then we can discuss what actually happened as well. All right, cool. Let's do this.
Sean is one of the best people I've ever met, and you do not deserve him in the slightest.
Oh my God. And he walked off just like that. He said saucy.
He's so salty.
He's
so mad. Like, dude, calm down. I just feel like...
Does he have a right to be salty, though? Does he have a right to be salty?
Only because, well, he doesn't have a right to be salty at CJ. Okay. Because, like, the show eliminated him. CJ didn't eliminate him. So him lashing out and, like, trying to throw salt on her in front of the other guys, that is so whack. And it's such an immature move.
Oh, now it's immature and whack. When the other guy last episode was a few episodes back, when I was saying that guy was just out in people's business as he was leaving, it wasn't immature then. It was good. It was good business.
That is totally different.
No, he was salty too, but you didn't say he was salty.
I did say he was salty.
I don't remember you saying he was salty.
All I said was
the jurors will let us know.
Him divulging the helpful information about Garrett. I mean, Sarah needed to know about Garrett and his.
And CJ needed to know about herself.
That's all I'm
saying. CJ needed to know about herself, and Sean needed to know what he was getting into. What about it?
Nah, it's not the same.
It's not the same. They're both fruits. Okay, so what he actually said to her, I mean, he did kind of read her aloud to the group, and I do agree it was salty. Okay, he was hurt that he was leaving, and he was hurt because they had a connection, right? And
I hope she's thinking about me like, damn, I fucked up because she did. She's not as perfect as she seems, and she has a facade up. She needed someone to step up to her. She wants to control every little thing that...
He's been playing this I'm a submissive man role, and it was obviously just an acting part, an acting gig, and the real life him popped up when he realized you basically sent me to the gallows, right? So I do understand why he's like that, but like I agree with you, the show did it. She didn't do it. She just wanted to teach him a lesson. But was it right for her to try and teach him a lesson too?
Yeah, because if there are aspects about him or a situation that happened with him that rubbed her in the wrong way, I mean, she had the right to let him know that, just like he felt like he had the right to let her know.
I mean, she did come and speak to him after, didn't she?
She did. I mean, She definitely didn't want to send him home. Definitely I appreciated her still being honest with how she felt, even in the face of embarrassment. Like, she still had feelings for him, and she was honest about that. She walked over to him and understood why he was upset, which, I don't know. I still feel the type of way about her not taking offense to him acting out and basically saying she didn't deserve anybody else and all this type of stuff. Well, then if I didn't deserve all these guys, then why was you trying to talk to me?
Well, he told her why he was trying to talk to her. He was trying to say, he told her she wasn't open. And he was trying to be the guy that would be for her and try to open her up. And then she sent him to the gallows for him trying to open her up. And when he told her, listen, this is my boundary, she decided to get all bratty, like I said last episode, and decided to try and send him to the gallows. And then you lost the guy that you actually wanted. So now
But
you're gonna
he didn't
suck
try to
on.
open her up. He said, "Don't try to tell me what to do because
Yeah.
I'm gonna live my life," and all this type of stuff. When she was basically saying that his affiliation with Garrett is problematic and it makes her feel uncomfortable. Like she's allowed to be open and honest with him about that.
Yeah, and he was open and honest back, and all she decided to do was become bratty and pterodactyl that hurt his ass. And we tired of pterodactyls. They're extinct for a reason. You know what I'm saying? They're extinct for a reason. All right, just like your password is. Okay.
And God bless those other guys' souls. She's gonna absolutely run all over them. You know, the fact of the matter is she is 30 years old, and I feel like I'm more emotionally mature and intelligent than she is, which is.
All right, or safe word, whatever you want to call it as. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, her going to apologize for me just showed quite a lot. Her heart is with CJ, is with Casey. Sean's gonna end up being a rebound. I'm so sorry. Her toxicity level is way too high. She need to cut it, but she can't. Like you need to train yourself to like that. You know what I mean? Like I was just sitting here today and I was thinking to myself, oh, there's a few girls that I kind of like right now. And then when I assessed them, I said, You're good. No, don't worry about that. You're good. Don't worry about that. You're good. And then I started deep in it. I said, but you got your wall up. Clear them all off. I don't want any of them. Because it's like, look, when you have to train yourself to start liking the things that are good for you, not just because someone looks good or makes you laugh, or do you know what I mean? You have to really deep it. Like, can we emotionally connect? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't think she's going to be able to go for Sean. I'm sure she'll lips him and kiss him and touch his body up and go-go dance him all the way to her daddy's house. But she ain't never going to connect with him, I don't feel.
A kiss with. I wonder if there's anyone around.
I mean, I think that she has the most, strongest connection with CJ or Casey. But are they truly compatible?
Probably not fully. Yeah, I wouldn't say all the way compatible. I would say there are aspects of them that are very compatible. But I think in terms of relationship, I don't know how compatible they are fully, because I think there's a power dynamic that goes on between the two of them. There's a wrestling of power, whereas I don't think she gets that wrestling of power with Sean, which she might actually end up choosing Sean because there's no power dynamic. But whether she has the level, whether she's no longer carrying the toxins in her body enough to see Sean in the way she needs to see him, is another question. Another question to ask. All right, cool. Let's move on then to the next contested part. There was obviously Sarah and Josh. They had their little date, which then led to obviously Josh kissing Sarah, and then actually as well stealing Sarah off Chris as well. So there's a little scene here where they spoke.
Or something, dresses like it too, but it's just not the type of guy that I could ever see Sarah with.
I have been thinking about like our connection since Chris, you invited Chris for the
First of all, what do we think of Sarah and Josh's connection at the moment?
I think that he makes her feel safe, and I think that she's exploring that as a reality that I don't think that she's used to. I think she likes his intellect, his ability to have deeper, meaningful conversations. But again, she's in this process of trying to train herself to like that. She normally goes for the Garrett types, Fboys. So I applaud her for exploring this and really giving it a fair shot, because the other guys, they like to try and clown him like he's dad energy, all this type of stuff. But I think he's just more mature than a lot of them. So
I apologize, but I couldn't help but see that your drink is a little low.
Yeah.
And mine is as well.
Okay.
So I don't want to be rude, but I'd love it if you could accompany me.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I like their connection. In terms of it being safe, I don't like it in terms of actually being progressed long term. I don't see Sarah going after him long term, if I'm honest with you, because of how she's still interacting with Garrett, and the fact she's still loving off Garrett And the fact that there was not the kiss, but necessarily the fact that she already has inklings that Garrett is an F-boy. So forget even the end scene where they actually reveal who they are, like it's Stomp the Yard. This thing here, right? She is attracted to Garrett type man them, right? The safety is too safe for her. It's too safe for her, right? So she's enjoying the nice guy, but she's not flourishing in the nice guy. And again, I speak onto the fact that you need to change your mindset to see people differently if you want to win in this relationship game, because some people are carrying a lot of toxins within their body.
Intervene that shit, bro.
I'm not gonna go fight with Dad over there, man. Okay, let him finish his lecture.
Sarah, come over, join the chat.
I mean, yeah, she, you know, I'm glad she's experiencing what it's like to be with a nice guy, because hopefully when the F-boy does her dirty, she can remember that, okay, I much rather the nice guy energy. So at least she has that experience. That's all she can go off for now. But yeah, we'll see how things go. I don't really see them lasting long term either, because I think she's not, her head isn't quite there. She has some maturing to do.
What did you think of the beef between Chris and Josh then?
Yo, Josh might be a nice guy, good guy, but he ain't the one, okay? Like, first off, Chris can go sit down somewhere and take several seats. The way he interrupted their conversation, remember when you had the differentiation, when you said the differentiation between the way a nice guy will interrupt versus an F-boy? The F-boy will disrespect. When Josh interrupted their conversation to get Sarah, like, he didn't disrespect. He did it very respectfully. He respected the guy. He's like, hey, don't mean to interrupt, but I saw that your drink was empty. Would you mind if I gave you another drink? And da-da-da-da. He got mad because he felt like he didn't have enough time with Sarah, and she was more willing to go away with Josh than to talk to him. And so then he wanted to flip it like he was being...
taking advantage of. Yeah.
He called him a B word, you know, all this type of stuff. But really,
Well, your way is a bitch way.
Oh shit.
I've been sitting up here talking to you very in a low manner, but if you want to turn me up, I got to.
the way he was acting was more B word than the way Josh acted. So he's clearly insecure about himself and his own manhood and his own power that he brings to the situation, his own ability to lure or attract the women, that now you feel like you have to attack another man because he took up some of your time. Like, boy, bye, sit down, take several seats. You're clearly insecure.
I hear you on that. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I watched it, Chris challenging Josh did seem a little bit. I mean, it's within his character, to be honest. If he's out here snitching on other people, why am I surprised him challenge Josh because Josh decided to take the girl off him? And I think Sarah played a really key part in this, because she told him, if I wanted to be with you more longer, I would have stayed with you. And I think that was a complete shutdown. So aside the fact that obviously he came at Josh and really tried to rile him up and tried to get him to do something that would probably get him kicked off the show, he didn't have much, Chris, right? Like, Sarah was only giving you a chance. I don't know why she was giving you a chance. I'm not sure what she was trying to see in you. I don't know what she was trying to give you some leeway for.
She don't know either, child.
She don't know either, does she? Because she's confused. Old girl's confused out here. I don't know why she had Chris in the first place. It's confusing. But I love the way that she did handle it, though. One thing I would say about Sarah is that even with the conversation with Josh, she's doing the exact same thing that she did with Garrett, which is she's giving assurance. I'm like, sis, you need to stop giving assurance. She's like, oh, you don't have nothing to worry about, our connections. I'm like, baby, stop it. Because you're giving assurance to Garrett, you're giving assurance to Josh. Who else are you going to give assurance to? Darling, it's okay, right? Don't let them feel safe, okay? Keep them on their toes, okay? Let them feel a bit of pressure. Yeah, it's all right. But every time you happen to try, it almost seems as if she doesn't want to be a bad person or a bad guy. So she tries to say something really, really nice, like, oh, don't worry, and it's like, babe, you don't need to do that. Don't be worried about them. They're going to be fine, okay? They got thick skin. They're grown-ass men. They'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, definitely, I did like the way she's handled the Chris situation. Just set him straight. You know what I mean? Gave Josh some more brownie points. But then obviously later on, you know that Chris gave an apology at the douche dipping, so the douche tipping or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts around that apology? Was it good enough?
Well,
Gosh. Sorry, my man.
Was that an acceptable apology?
No, to be quite honest. I think Chris's apology is honestly what
he knew he had to apologize if he was in the wrong, clearly. However, you know, I just feel like his behavior was just so outlandishly unnecessary that it's like you should just eliminate yourself. Okay, we're not dealing with it. And I like how Josh didn't, well, of course you want to accept people's apology, but I like how he still stood his ground and still voiced how he felt about the situation and like didn't just accept anything, you know?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, obviously, I love when Josh said to him, listen, because he tried to say, oh, you know, where we're from, you know, we use the B word as a like a joke thing. He said, yeah, well, when we use it, bro, you get knocked out. So listen, I'm not the one to play with. I said, go on, Josh, give it to him. Let him know.
He was ready. He was like, I just want you to throw one punch and you can go.
No, Chris was never going to throw a punch. He was never going to throw a punch. Not with Josh. Never was going to do it. Just wanted to wind him up and see.
He's more of the B word than Josh is. You talking all that stuff. It's all bark from a little chihuahua. So right, exactly. That's what Chris is.
Yeah, he was doing that. It was wild, man. It was wild. Honestly, it was silly wild. Obviously as well. You know, what we're thinking. I'm probably coming out of the lineage of time, but yeah, the lineage of time, innit? Yeah. We got to see obviously CJ and Sean's interaction in the swimming pool, and she was talking about the fact that she hopes that it's not a rebound. Do you think she's rebounding with Sean?
Absolutely.
Oh Lord.
Because Sean was there the whole time that CJ was there, and she was leaning more towards, not CJ, Casey. Was there the whole time, and she prioritized Casey, and you know, she wasn't ever thinking about Josh. Like, it was always other people bringing up Josh's name. Casey brought up Josh before he left. He's like, you don't even deserve Josh. And then the girls brought up Josh. Wait, what's his name? Is his name Josh? Is his name Josh? I thought Josh was
Josh is Sarah's man. Wait,
okay,
Maria.
so
Maria, what the heck? What the heck?
hey, so
Josh is Sarah's man.
Okay,
Sean.
Oh yeah, Sean.
Oh my God! You're getting Sean and no, Maria.
Okay, I'll say it over.
You'll be mad.
Okay. So I definitely think Sean is a rebound because he was there the whole time Casey was there. And the whole time she kept prioritizing Casey. And he definitely thinks he's a nice guy and everything, but everyone else was bringing up Sean. Casey brought up Sean before he left with the elimination. The girls brought up Sean when they were talking about the whole fiasco. They were like, oh, yeah, we think Sean would be a great guy for you to pursue or whatever. But when they mentioned him, like CJ's body language and her facial expression wasn't excited. She didn't seem intrigued by that. She kind of seemed more like, oh, yeah, he is a good guy. I guess I will give him a chance. You know, to me, he seems more like an afterthought because he doesn't really pique her interest. I don't think she really feels a spark.
A kiss with. I wonder if there's anyone around.
I hear you. I think what CJ is feeling right now is when women are trying to I guess, rearrange how they see men, like in terms of what their type, their taste and their type in men is. And it's like you see this great guy, great body, he's good looking, but he's just too nice. And it's like it's very hard to just give yourself over. It's almost like when you give up sugary drinks and say I'm going to only drink water. It really is difficult at first, you know, because your hunger and your thirst will go towards something sugary because that's what you're used to. So switching it around now to being about just water, it's very hard. So I think CJ is kind of trying it. Like she's trying the diet. She's trying to see how can she take the sugar out of the diet. And it's not easy. I mean, she's given it a good go. But I just don't know if she's ready to fully give up that lifestyle yet. That viewpoint of life in terms of men to be with someone like Sean. I think it's a very nice rebound.
Yeah. And I think she's giving him as hard of a chance as she is because he's very good looking. Like, he's probably the best looking guy out of all of them, like aesthetic wise. So for that reason, she's like, okay, like, physically, he's definitely there, but personality-wise, like he moves very slow. Like she needs a little bit of that danger, you know. She needs a little bit of that like edge, excitement, and he's just so calm and nice. Like nothing to see here. Like we're just gonna take it easy, you know, float away, type of thing.
Interesting. I mean, do you see them making it towards the end? Do you think they could make it towards the end?
I don't see. You can't ask me that.
Oh yeah, I can't. Yeah, I know. Okay, wait, but I mean, okay. So, could you? Do you think that she would? This is a finishing article. Then these two as a couple. Do you think they're a finishing article? Like, as in, this could work. Do you see that this could work? Is there a way to make this work? I should say probably. Is there a way for her to make this work?
If she does a lot of therapy and self-healing, like I think she would destroy Sean. Like I think that like I think there are a little bit of like she has a lot of walls up and was emotionally guarded, whereas Sean seems more emotionally available. So when you mix those two things together, it's not really great because that means one person is doing all the work to try and open up the other person, and the other person will start to resent the one who's emotionally available or they'll start to resent each other because they're both not really getting what they need. So,
and he's likely to chase her because he's the one that's probably more emotionally available. And the person who's normally unavailable is usually the one that has the power in the interactions between the two people. So, yeah.
She would get bored with him, like, quick.
Also, especially after what Jamie said. Oh, you toxic?
Yeah, he's like, oh, you toxic.
Oh, you toxic. Oh, you the one that, you like the Beverly Hills toxic where you can get away with it too, but we can't do that where we from. So no, I hear that. I'm with you on that, on the Sean situation, as well. With obviously coming back, I know we haven't really spoken much about Nakia as well. We had the scene with Nakia kissing Colin. I don't know if you noticed with Nakia kissing Colin that she actually looked over at Jared. She actually had to. Did you not see it?
No,
yeah, I can. I don't know if she. Well, she was looking at somebody. That's what I'm gonna say. I was like, wait, what is she doing? Look.
Oh no.
I don't think she was doing it to try and tease Jared. I think she's doing it because she's scared of Jared. That's what I'm trying to think. I don't know. I don't think she was doing it to get at Jared. I don't think that's what she was doing. I don't think she was doing that. You know, and you know me. I'm usually very critical when women do stuff. So.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, I think she was trying to do it to signal to him that I'm still thinking about you.
That's what I'm fearing.
Kissing this guy, it's kind of creepy to me. Like, I didn't like that. Like, I didn't even notice that till just now, so I'm still kind of processing. But it's like, that's not cool. Like, I could totally see that making Jared mad, you know? Like, because it's like you're choosing to kiss this guy.
Yeah.
But you're trying to communicate to me from across the room that you're thinking about me. It just seems a little disingenuous.
What if I'd say, like, I see another point, which is that this is why I don't like the Jared and the Nakia situation. I think she is scared of hurting his feelings. I think that look, Jared's. I think that look was almost like you're looking at a person to kind of see what is he looking, kind of thing, and then she kind of threw herself back into the kiss. I think that's why she was looking over. I don't think, like I said, I don't think she was doing it jealous. I think she wanted to see what he was gonna do, because I think, like I said, I think she's scared of his reaction. This is why I don't support the relationship one bit.
Yeah, that could be a potential thing. That could be. But my thing is like, if you're gonna kiss this guy, like, make it be meaningful, because Nakia, you've been out here withholding kisses. Well, she's been withholding kisses, like,
That's true.
or whatever, and
all of a sudden now.
Like, you're trying to make a conscious effort to, like, not be too physical with these guys, and then suddenly you're in a situation where you're being pulled into a kiss that your head isn't completely focused on. So, like, you're making it mean something, but then when you're in the moment that you're doing it, it's like it means nothing to you because your mind is elsewhere, or like your attention is divided, So it's like, does it really mean as much as you say it means? It's just, I feel like it's a lot of mixed signals being sent around the place. Maybe it's because Nakia's confused herself. I don't think that she's purposely trying to send mixed signals, but it's definitely coming off that way. And if the roles were reversed, she would not be going for that.
I hear that. I mean, again, I want to give her the benefit of the doubt, just because, like I said, I think she was trying to see what he was doing. But I'm hearing you on that. Do you know what I mean? I mean, even just watch it one more time. Let me just watch it one more time.
Are you really a nice guy? I'm still trying to figure it out.
The other day I...
There was actually another conversation with Jared as well, actually, saying that. She had a conversation with Jared. This is where he started telling her about feelings. I forgot about this, actually. Hold on.
It could be an Fboy, and I haven't stopped thinking about you. But I don't know what to believe right now.
I like you. I just want to pick you up and carry you away.
Wait, so did...
Maria, he looks so disgusted. He looks so disgusted, like, just disappointed, just looking at Nakia like, just disappointed.
Look, I'm not trying to judge the girl, but did she just kiss?
Yeah, she just did.
And then, like, right back to back like that?
Back to back, baby.
Sis. It's not a good look. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on. Like, I think she's confused. I feel like was it a sympathy kiss? See, now I'm thinking, like, was that a sympathy kiss for OG Jared? To say, like, I know you saw me kissing Buddy Boy, but you can get these kisses too. Why do you feel like you need to appease him? Like, you chose to kiss him. Now this is like some type of a sympathy apology kiss. Then why did you kiss Colin in the first place? If you're gonna, like, stand 10 toes down, okay?
It is a bit odd. I know that she just kissed Colin and then went to kiss Jared as well. So it like, oh baby, you just switching salivas up in her. But I don't know. I mean,
like that.
It was back to back, but how long should she wait? I mean, come on.
At least let keep at least one time in between,
What, you wanted to let her marinate a little bit? Like, girl, what do you want to do? Like, it just looks bad. It's just bad optics. But in all honesty, I mean, Sarah's kissing Garrett and Josh. Casey was kissing CJ just CJ.
They all are doing it, and it's cold.
It's just that the back to back. Yeah, I know what I mean.
It's the back to back. My thing is, okay, beyond the time.
This is the second time it's happened, by the way. Back to back.
Done that back to
yeah.
With Nakia specifically?
Yeah.
Oh God. See, this is where it's now like, oh, he gets a kiss, so I get a kiss. It's like, What, you all gonna kiss now? Like, it's, to me, it's about the moment that leads up to the kiss that qualifies the kiss, right? And for me, when she kissed, both of, like, the moment leading up to it was super weak. Like, it didn't like carry a lot of depth and meaning to me. It wasn't that sentimental. Like, play the clip back with Jared. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it was a forced.
It was a force. He forced it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he forced it. Of course he forced it. That's what Jared be doing all the time, forcing stuff.
I just want to pick you up and carry you away. Like, no, I'm dead ass. Like,
I'm dead ass.
I know.
I just don't know what his intentions are. I think that's the scariest part.
Get in there strong again. Tight.
I don't like it. Like, he's becoming like a copycat. Like, oh, he kissed him, now I'm gonna kiss him. And another thing I notice about Jared that he does is that, like, I feel like he says things like, he'll see, oh, her and Colin have a deep connection to the point where they're kissing. Well, when I talk to her, I'm gonna try and say some stuff that's more outlandish so that she can think that our connection is deeper. So when he was over there, he was like, yeah, man, I just want to, take you and do all this. Like, I feel like you're just saying that in competition, not in, like, this is how
like
you really feel.
Which is partly linked to the end scene as well, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't buy it at all. He didn't convince me 1 second.
Yeah. He didn't convince you what? At the end?
At the end, he didn't convince me.
Kojo, quit lying. He did convince you.
That what? He's falling for her.
Yes, I remember I asked you and you were like, yeah, I think he really is falling in love with her.
No, I think he's no, okay, maybe not say I'm not thinking, I don't agree that. What I mean is that he's doing what I think people that are really wanting a relationship to validate them, right? And when they do that, they rush into these relationships. They want the whirlwind. They want the whirlwind of emotions and people to like them. Because all I've seen from Jared has been from the very start. He's been on I like you, and Nakia's actually picked it up. She just needs to listen to her senses. She picked it up by saying he hasn't really known anything about me, yet he likes me so deeply. That is the red flag. When I was reading the art seduction, it's also in there as well. But it's the red flag, right? Because what that in a sense what that's kind of showing to that person is the person has a superficial like for you. It's got nothing to do with you personally. It's the fact that you look good. That's it. And that shows there's a lack of depth because the intensity of the liking doesn't match the depth of conversation or the depth of kind of interactions that we've had. Whereas when you heard her speak about Colin at the end, she was like, me and Colin had when the douche thing, she said, me and Colin had deep conversations and that's all you could pull out. That's all you could put out. And that led me to believe that you've probably had some really deep conversations with Colin, not necessarily as much with Jared. Right? So this him saying I like you and I'm falling in love with you. I think he may be falling in love with her, but not her. It is the image of her, and it's not necessarily actually her. He's a fast. He seems to be like a fast faller. He gives me the vibe of Temptation Island, that black guy.
Oh, Shaquille.
Fast to fall in love. It's like, bro, park your brakes, bro.
Pump the brakes.
Park the brakes.
I think. Well, I don't even think he's falling for her. I think it's a lie. Like, I think he says things like to excite her, to emotionally manipulate her into falling for him. Like, he wants to maintain control over her emotions, and he wants to hog all of it for himself, because we saw in the previous episodes how when she was giving attention to the other guys, how he like shut down and like wouldn't give her the time of day or whatever, to try and like basically act mad that she's talking to other people when that's the name of the game, So I don't know. I just don't believe him.
I don't believe him, and again, the timing of it came at the very end as well, which is why I was a bit suspect. But like I said, he's always talking about emotions with Nikita. He always seems to go into realms of I'm feeling you, I'm liking you, and I think for myself, I'm like, brother, like it's a lot and it's a bit early. So it's a lot and it's a bit early, and that's what I'm saying. He's giving me that vibe that comes from when you men that do that, you know, when you know what I'm talking about, Maria. When your guy comes to you and is like almost falling all over you, like from early jump, like he barely knows you and telling you, "Oh, I love you, I just care for you, I like you." And you're just like, "But you don't know me," like, and that honestly comes from a place of the person really wanted that validation. They want to be in that place where they're being liked and loved, so they're trying to give it out to get it back. But it's like you don't know the person to even want to give that out in the first place. You need to relax. And that's how I see Jared in his relationship with Nikita. I'm not saying there hasn't been some conversations, but I just think he's really falling faster than it needs to be. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I agree. But she's reading it differently.
I do music, and it really upset me because I've shared so many deeper things with you. And the fact that you don't remember is a problem.
Well, she's got a sense. She is, but she's got a. I think she's gassed by the opportunity to have power here, and I'm not even saying she's egocentric or anything like that. But the ability to the potential to have power to be able to choose men at your own labor and your own time, and you're not forced into it. You can do whatever you want. You can have these men, and they're literally falling for you. It presents a different scope to what you would have in the real world, where you would have maybe 2 or 3 men in your DMs who are trying to come after you. But in terms of having this kind of level of power, the way you have it here, it's not the same. So, you know, maybe she's enjoying the process. I think that's what she's doing. She's enjoying the process, enjoying the fact Jared's a very good-looking man in his own way. He's built, he's a mandingo, and then you got Colin, who's a bit more suave and, you know, saucy with the lyrics and the words. It's just nice, like, to have these 2 guys and be able to have them fawning all over you. Why not? I think she's thinking, why not? Once in a lifetime chance, why not?
Yeah, that too. But I also think that she's also like, I think she's also caught up in, like, remember, she wants to be lied to. Remember, she wants them to convince her that they're not F-boys, or, you know, whatever the case. So I feel like when he knows this about her, because he feeds off of her energy, and so he knows that she likes, you know, grandiose statements, you know, like she responds to that. So when he says that I love you, she's excited by the idea that someone could be falling in love with her, you know, someone that she's also attracted to. And so that hypes her up to where she's not thinking rationally about the situation. Like, okay, so he said he's falling in love with you. Why don't you ask him what about you he's falling in love with? Or like, how did he arrive at this point so quickly? Like, what is it that he knows about her? Because I don't really feel like his answer in the, like, I don't feel like he knows that much about her. Like, I don't feel like they've had those types of deep conversations. Like, she probably had deeper conversations with Colin, you know? So I feel like Colin might have been in first place up until he said, I'm falling in love with you.
For you, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
In the hands of your lover. So I'm falling for you.
Did you just...
And so all of a sudden that then puts him in first place for you. So I think she's just kind of caught up in the sweet nothings and the words of it all. Like, she lets a guy with a slick tongue, like,
slick tongue indeed.
She believes it. Like, she's gullible a little bit, in my opinion. But
no, I get that.
And hopefully see if this thing can go any further.
I'll give it a night.
Me too.
Oh. Cheers.
Surprised she didn't kiss him. But what did you think of her and Greg's connection? I know it was very light, but what do you think of their connection? Why are you smiling like that, girl?
Like what?
Why are you smiling like that when I mentioned Greg and her connection? What are you?
Because I was thinking about how he looks like James Harden.
Oh, he does. I keep thinking of him looking like James Harden. Yeah, absolutely.
He looks just like James Harden. It's the beard. What do I think of that? I mean, they haven't had much time to connect because she's been spending most of her time with Colin and Jared. But the little interaction that they had, I mean, you could tell that he is comfortable around women. He knows how to talk to women. You know, he was making her blush a little. He tried to pull her in for the kiss. And again, you know, she withheld. So maybe Nakia just feels like she needs to have like multiple conversations with you before she can feel comfortable enough to kiss you or whatever. But I felt like they had really good chemistry, honestly. Like they had, you know, they were feeding off each other's energy. They had a little back and forth, you know. They seemed physically attracted to each other. So, I mean, the conversation didn't really go that deep. But, you know, they've only kind of just started connecting.
Yeah, I hear that as well. And he did have a little bit of a conversation with Garrett earlier on about being vulnerable. And I was like, oh, Garrett, you know, I was like, Garrett and Greg, I said, Greg, oh, maybe he's trying to change his life around. No, he's not. He's still an Fboy. You know what I mean? Like he was like, I'm trying to get vulnerable, you know. And Garrett was there telling him, oh, I already got vulnerable. Don't worry about that. I'm like, freaking hell.
Their definition of vulnerable is telling you a sad story
so
about
sad.
my life. It's like that's.
They're like, we're vulnerable.
Right. like let me
vulnerable. There it is.
Exactly. I already did that. Like it's a place that you have to kind of dwell in. You can't just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna just be vulnerable right now. Like, no, like it's a certain layer of openness that you reveal about yourself, you know, to the person, but it requires you to not just, you know, tell your secrets, but for you to connect emotionally in a way where you're opening yourself up to really care and empathize and sympathize with the person that you're talking to and allowing them to do the same thing for you, right? So if that's not happening, or if you guys are just like, you know, it's kind of like Gil and Marla, right? When the night after they got married, they were talking about their dads. Like, even though they were sharing like a crazy story about their life, they weren't really being vulnerable with
They weren't, yeah.
So there's the difference right there. It's not just like, oh, I'm gonna go in here, tell a sad story, and they're vulnerable, accomplished. Right. A for effort. Like,
It's true. It's more than just telling the story. You have to be in the it's one, being in the moment. It is also reading the room, and it's also as well being able to complement each other's energy as well at the same time, as well as actually having a true intention as to why you're sharing this information or sharing parts of you. Because if the intention is wrong, you're actually not being vulnerable at all. You're just utilizing this to be able to weaponize it. So, you know, vulnerability is the ability to be able to let those walls down with a true intention of being able to let the other person in and to hold information about you that you know could potentially, if you want to call it, hurt you or, you know, harm you in some type of way. You're trusting that person with that confidential information, you know, that you have with yourself. So yeah, the intention is very, very key. And I don't think Greg or Garrett have true intentions when they're being vulnerable. They just want out here playing them streets.
They're just like, if that's how you get to the, you know,
into the passoir.
Right, then I'm gonna just, you know, do this little thing right here and hope that next step is like
stroke my beard.
Yeah.
All right. Vulnerability check. All right, let's get to I don't think there's any other key scenes. Any other key scenes that you wanted to touch on? I think that was the key scenes.
I feel like we missed a bunch of stuff.
So what did we miss?
There was you're not going to cover the argument. You're not going to cover
which one?
The argument with the guy. Oh wait, did we talk about that?
We talked about Chris and Josh. Yeah. There's only one other argument, which was Jared and the new guy, but they're not important. Who else had a thing? It doesn't. They had a little date, but they said the same thing as before. Who else was on? Yeah.
No, I didn't take notes on this episode, so I can't remember like everything.
Oh, we covered the points. Yeah, we covered the points. Apart from the fact you want to talk about the fact, well, we already said about it, but the two boys didn't actually say anything anything about Nikita personally. They just spoke about how their connections were, you know, this. I think both Colin and Jared was both saying, "Oh, we have great connections," but no one actually said anything about her personality or her intrinsic qualities. You know, kind of showing their ass a little bit. That how deep are they? You know what I mean?
They're not deep. None of these guys are deep. Like,
surface level. These guys don't tread in deep waters.
Why you say it like that?
What? They don't tread in deep waters. Show me the lie.
I don't know why you're saying it like that. You're saying it like this. You're like like this. You're like, they don't tread in deep waters. What is that supposed to mean?
They don't tread in deep waters. You know what I'm saying? They don't. Shallow man them. You get me? Shallow man them. Shallow man them.
I didn't expect that from him. He really is in touch with his emotions.
Oh,
and
darling.
it's a possibility he could be a nice guy.
So, before we continue the eliminations.
Okay. What do we say?
You couldn't hear me. Oh, you couldn't hear me. I was trying to tell you to look at how tight his pants are.
Oh, his pants are tight, boy.
Yo,
shout out to him. If he even stretches one bit, it's gonna. I hope they're cotton stretch, because that's the only way you're gonna get away with that. You know what I'm saying?
He be looking constipated. I'm like, maybe it's tightness of pants. You know, just loosen up a bit.
The brother likes tight, fitted clothes. He's a fashion man. He's a fashion man. But what did you think about? Okay, so I know we kind of discussed a little bit, but what did you think of that? Because when I heard it again, I said the delivery was even off. Yeah, the delivery was even a little bit suspect for me when he first says it. Yes, I'm falling for her. I was like, yes, I was like, brother, like that doesn't sound too natural. I don't know how true he is being with that particular sentiment. What do you think?
He's not being true at all. I don't believe him. He is here, like he's been one-on-one with Colin the whole episode. Like they've been versing each other back and forth, and here they are where she directly puts them against each other, right? So every single time it's his turn to like talk to Nakia after Colin says his piece, he feels the need to one-up Colin. So him saying this is to try and trump anything that Colin has to say. And I'm going to just go straight to the love you, because you can't get much deeper than that, you know, or you can't, you know, refute how sentimental and vulnerable that is, you know. So that's all he's trying to do. I don't believe him. I think he's just trying to say anything to advance to the next level.
I can definitely see that. And now you said the one-up thing as well is making me think, yeah, maybe he just, you know, he's a one-up, you know, because it's just the strength of how he came through all of a sudden with the I love you. But it's been coming because he's been saying, I feel you, I feel you, I feel you. And it's like, this is like the pinnacle of his feelings. By the way, where he can't go any higher than this now. So you've reached the ceiling, sir. Just to let you know, this is your trump card, right? So after this, you can't use any more trump cards, right? Because you basically said, I'm falling in love with you. It's like, and again, it doesn't give. I don't want to say that, but again, because of we're looking at everything around how he's behaving the last few weeks, it almost gives Nakia no choice, right? Because right now she can't play you now, can she? She can't have two men that she's dating because she now knows that you love her. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not saying that's what he thought of when he did it, but
emotional manipulation. That's exactly what it is. Like, he's trying to emotionally manipulate her into like giving him more of a chance, into advancing him to the next level, into being more vulnerable with him. Like, he doesn't mean any of this stuff. He's only saying it to try and win Nakia over. That's not why you say stuff like that, you know? You say it because you really feel that, you really mean that. Like, if you don't feel like you could, anyway, we don't got to take it to the extreme. But I'm just saying, like,
you ain't gonna do all that.
Because I could tell you right now, he would not jump in front of a bullet for Nakia. Not at this
And
age.
that's, you know, I always be saying that stuff, right? If I love you, I better be ready to jump in front of a bullet. If you're just saying I love you because it feels good, you better stop.
Yeah, because love, like when we're talking about in the romantic sense, it's about that. Like,
Yeah, death
you know,
of your wallet.
Get it right, get it tight. No, okay.
Get it right, get it tight indeed.
But yeah, like, yeah, he just met this girl. There's absolutely no way. And I know that people think that they can believe in love at first sight. Impossible. You don't know anything about
impossible. Sorry, I'm just gonna help myself. That's Whitney and Brandy. Impossible. But I'm with you. Yeah, I'm listening. Sorry, I'm with you.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it.
No, I agree with you. I don't see him. Like I said, I think he's gassed by how beautiful she is, and this is probably one of his go-to tactics that usually girls fall for him. Maybe girls fall for him very quickly, and so it's normal. But now he's falling at a pace that the other girl doesn't seem to be falling at that pace. But again, I don't know what Nakia is going to do, because she put both Colin and him on the plank, which means Colin is going. If Colin has to go, if they actually do it for next episode, Colin's got to go. There's not going to be a choice, right? Because now he's revealed as an F-boy and he's a good guy. Colin's going to go, right? But that means now Jared's got free reign. That's what I'm afraid of. He's now got free reign. So, bro, all that lovey-dovey stuff you've been saying, whoa.
But don't forget, Fernando is still here.
Oh yeah, and Fernando says he's been putting work in. I wonder why they showed us that clip, because my mum was saying he's putting work in. I'm like, Fernando, what work have you been putting in? Because
The fact that you think I just been chilling just shows exactly how efficient I've been in my progress.
Nope. Yeah. What do you think?
Oh, was this the episode when they had the dance competition?
No, it's not. He's reminiscing. He's reminiscing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so they already did the dance competition?
Yeah, we discussed it.
Oh, I don't remember. Okay. So yeah, like they were basically trying to make fun of him, like he wasn't making no moves. But here again, it's that whole nice guy energy of like, I'm gonna wait my turn, you know, I'm gonna let everybody else, you know, get their, you know, time in with the girl. I'm not going to interrupt nobody, butt in nowhere, step on any toes. And you're left being seen as like the one who's been forgotten, or like who hasn't left much of an impression. So while you do want to still be a nice guy, you could be a nice guy like Josh and still butt in, you know? So I think Fernando should be, I think he should try being a little bit more assertive.
Fernando, if you're listening, be more assertive, or don't be saying you're putting silent work in and we haven't seen the work. I'm not saying that in the next few episodes it doesn't come to light, because obviously they put it in there for a reason, but we haven't seen the work, sir. Okay, it must be real silent.
However, I'm saying that in the context of the fact that this is a game, a competitive game show, so you do have to do that, right? But I feel like Fernando carries himself with a quiet confidence, okay? Where he doesn't feel like he has to do the most, you know, act like a chicken head to gain the attention of the lady. Like, I think he's just kind of like smooth and suave, you know, he's comfortable where he's at. If the lady's going to come to him and show him some interest, like he'll definitely, you know, put the work in and the effort. But I don't think he's so pressed to be like,
that's not his game type.
Oh, I gotta butt in on. He's like, when I get my time, that's when I'm gonna make my impact. You know.
I mean, that sounds great. in the long run. It sounds great, as a sales pitch. It doesn't really sell though. Okay, doesn't really sell. Bullcrap excuse that he's using. If we're talking about that as to why you don't approach, you're just not assertive, and is that okay? In the real world, this can work because there are many women out there, and there are many men out there. So you can always do this tactic, but in this game show, you got to take some chances, sir. We got to see you on the front foot, and show a little bit of initiative to get in there because there are only 3 women and there's a bag of man. Okay, nobody's saying step on anybody's toes. We're just saying, get show a little bit of assertiveness. So hopefully we'll see that next episode because he's been talking big game about it. He's been silently working and strategizing. He said that confidently as well to Colin. So I need to see this work next episode.
Maybe we'll see it.
Maybe we will. All right, Maria, give us a closing thoughts.
Wait, so we're done?
Oh, what else is left?
We didn't talk about Sarah.
What happened to Sarah?
Didn't she still give Garrett like another chance after all of the lies?
Oh yeah, she gave it another date.
Yeah, like
date. Okay. Sorry, my bad. I missed that part.
We are at the hour mark though, so.
Get like that, isn't it?
You know what? I feel like episode 5 review is not hitting right now. Okay?
I bet you this is going to be the episode that bangs. Watch.
Yeah, only because we built up to it, but not because it's actually great. Like this is so whack.
Because the other ones have had a deeper analysis, of course. Right? They've had deeper analysis. We've actually managed to go in on every single character. But episode 6 will go there again, don't worry. Episode 5, we call it the middle ground. Episode 6 will go back into giving them the 4-hour review, don't worry.
But let me just say, like, Sarah and Garrett, they are important to the series. You can't just...
They are important. Say what you want to say about Sarah and Garrett, though.
No, because I have to go.
Exactly. So you was out here crying and remonstrating, and you got to go.
I said if we don't finish it all today, then we just got to finish the rest tomorrow.
Maria's leaving us, guys. She's looking smooth today, isn't it?
Outro.
Oh, now we want to do the outro, innit? Oh, you got blue nails on. Nice. All right, cool. So. Streets are talking. All right, cool. So guys, appreciate you guys for tuning in again once more to this particular review of Fboy Island episode 5. We hope you're enjoying the reviews. This one's a little bit more shorter than the rest of them, but we hope that you like, you share, you subscribe, and you comment down below. I know a lot of you guys are wanting to find links. The link to the show will be down in the description box for yourself. Maria S, where can they find you? I know we're collaborating. Where can they find you, and how can they get in contact with you?
Find me on YouTube at Maria S. You can also find me on Instagram. I put the link to it below every single one of my videos. Go ahead and subscribe and show me some love and tune into my next panel.
That's right, guys. That's right. Well, guys, it's been brilliant. It's been blessed. It's been amazing. Listen, make sure you like, share, subscribe again, like I said, to both our channels, and leave a comment down below. It's been a blessing. Until next time, we talk about what? Episode 6 of Fboy Island. Love, peace.